Hello, dear students. Uh, we were discussing about the verb forms in our previous class. We are continuing the same part here. So, in the part 1 of verb, we had discussed about the broad classification of verbs into three basic forms. Then, in my previous video, I was talking about the main verb. So, how main verb is how main verb is primarily action oriented and the examples we had seen in the previous class. Now, in the same concept, we are going to see how main verb is listed under different categories, and I have taken some of the examples for you. Few examples I have taken in the alphabetical series. But before going to that segment, let me once again tell you that list of verbs is basically the main verb. Okay, in all the list of verbs we will be saying only the main verb which is action oriented. All the action word which is primarily speaking you about the action, basically it is showing you the action, and that kind of action is called main verb. Okay, so here one category of action is labeled under three different time sequences. So first time sequence is called present tense, that is drink. One of the examples I have taken, drink. Okay, see, water has been poured out in a glass and somebody is drinking that water. Now somebody is drinking that water means, see, drink is the word which itself is showing that this is in present tense. Drank. Now this word itself is showing that water is already, someone has already drank the water. What's the difference between this and this? Drink is showing that the process is going on. Okay, drink. Or you may drink, take a drink of water. Okay, to have a drink of water. Somebody tells you that, okay, it means that you are supposed to drink some water, isn't it? Now in a similar way, if you finish that process, if you finish that action, and if you are holding a glass after drinking the water, so it is called drank. Just to make the differences, just to show you the differences between present and past, the present tense shows you drink, drink. The past tense shows you drank, drank. The word itself is an indicator of present tense and past tense. Now there is one more word called past participle. Now this past participle can be used to show that the process has already finished. Okay, so already finished can be used for immediate past tense, present perfect. Already finished can be used for past perfect. Already, tomorrow it will have finished, it will be used for future perfect. Okay, so similarly there are other words too. Sing, sang, sung. The process is about singing. However, one action which has been labeled as sing, okay, later it is sang. When we look at the word itself, we should be in a position to identify the present tense form, past tense form, and the past participle form. The word is showing you the action in itself. Okay, there are certain images which is showing you the action, however, but the word is not silent. The word itself is the action oriented word, and the word itself is showing you certain actions. Symbolically, the word itself is having certain meaning. Now that meaning we should be seeing in the form of present tense form, past tense form, and the past participle form. Now this labeling of certain action, now this labeling, see, mic can also be used for speak. When I use a word called speak, I'll be telling that this is present tense. Spoke, past tense. Spoken, past participle form. Similarly, mic is used for to sing, isn't it? Sing is present tense form. The very word itself shows you that this is in present tense. Now, sang, the very word shows you that this action has already been performed. So, that is past tense. Sung, the word itself is showing that the action has immediately occurred, or it has occurred, or it will occur. So that Okay, that word is an indicator of action. Words also has certain meaning. We don't use words simply. We use word with certain meaning, and that word's connotation is certainly having definite meaning in itself. Okay, so the by looking at the word itself, we should be in a position to say that yes, this is present tense, to say yes, this is past tense, to say yes, this is past participle form. Hence, I have taken the help of certain images, whichever images I found it convenient to have put it. But okay, so this word itself is an indicator, or symbolically it is showing you certain action. So you should be in a position to identify the word. Looking at the word itself, you should be able to tell which kind of tense form it is. Okay, so one more example I have taken: write, wrote, written. Write, see, this work has been labeled as, this action has been labeled as write. Every action has been labeled for our convenience. Okay, now that labeling has three different segment of time sequence in main verb. So first is called present tense form, second is called past tense form, third is called past participle form. Okay, so you have to bear all these things in your mind. Let us not make things complicated. Let us make it very easy. It's called infinite in some of the list of verbs, but for our convenience, for the process of learning, okay, for the sake of learning, let us make the first form as present tense, the second form as past tense, the third form as past participle form. Now this action, as you can see here, there is one action. This action has been labeled under three different segments. However, they are speaking about write itself, but the action is write, wrote, written. We need to know, isn't it? The speaker is telling something and the listener is listening something. Now we need to know that, isn't it? So that we need to understand in a better way. So this three kinds of three columns of verb form shows us the time sequence in an apt way. Now I have taken some of the examples for your convenience. So alphabetically I have taken some of the words here. 26 alphabets I have taken. So let us see that one by one. Okay, arise, arose, arisen. The first column is the images. See, image also speaks, words also speaks. But the thing is, we need to understand what is it all about, isn't it? So for your convenience, I have put certain images, but contextually that image may mean also for a different context. But here, what I have taken is connotated to the word that I am showing you. Okay, images is the first column. Okay, here I have taken MV1. Okay, this is called present tense form. MV2, this is past tense form. MV3 is the past participle form. M stands for main, V stands for verb. First is the first column. However, here first column I have taken it for what? Images. Okay, so later on without image also you can learn. There is no issue, but still for your convenience, for making it things easier, I have taken certain examples from the image segment. Okay, let us start. See, if in the present tense it is arise, okay, the sun arise. The sun is the third person, isn't it? So we need to use yes form for that. Later when we talk about tense form, I will be in detail describing that. But here, let us understand the three time sequences here. Now the first is present tense form. The word itself is indicating you that this is present tense, arise. Now second form is past tense. The word itself is showing you that is past tense, arose. Now the third column itself is showing you the past participle form, arisen. Now some may have a doubt that when there is past tense, what is the necessity for past participle? Okay, many of the students ask me, if there is past tense, why do we require past participle? See, Past tense we cannot use in present tense, isn't it? But past participle, immediate immediate tense form just now occurred. Suppose you are writing the exam, and if you have come out of the exam hall, somebody will ask you, how have you written? Look at the sentence there, how have you written? So what would be the answer? I have written well. I have written well. Now what I was talking about, right? The same sequence can be used here. Okay, written is the immediate past tense form that they are asking, and it demands that there should be a word that should be specifying certain action there. Now that is called past participle form, which can be used for present tense, which can be used for past tense, and which can also be used for future tense. So for perfect tense, especially for perfect tense and perfect continuous tense, and this past participle is used, especially not for perfect continuous. Also for perfect continuous we use mv1 plus ing, or it is also called mv4, that I'll be telling you later. Okay, but still mv3 is always used for past participle form. Okay, that is for perfect tense. For all the three perfect tense, if you know grammar perfectly, you will be knowing. If you do not know, don't worry. In my later videos, I will be uploading all the tense forms for you. But here, you need to understand that there are 3 time sequence for the same action that is labeled, but the word itself is showing you, that word itself is dividing into 3 different time sequence, that is present tense, past tense and past participle form. Now let us start with the alphabetical order. Now the image is showing you the sun has arisen. Okay, see, the sun arises in the east. There is a sentence. Suppose there is a sentence, the sun arises in the east. Now the sun is third person, hence we are using as arise. Okay, the sun arose in the east. The sun has arisen in the east. If you notice, the action, the subject and verb is same, but the action is showing you that time sequence has been divided into present tense, past tense and past participle form. Now what makes the difference? The word itself is showing you the difference, that yes, this is present tense, this is past tense and this is past participle form. Okay, suppose if you wake up immediately after sunrise, and if you see the sun has already arisen, see what is the sentence I have used? The sun has already arisen. Has is the perfect tense, and for perfect tense we are supposed to use the past participle form. Remember this. Okay, there is a slight difference in the the spellings, but there is a huge difference in present tense, past tense and past participle form. Now this you have to remember. The spelling itself is showing you the 3 different time sequence, and looking at the spelling itself you should understand that yes, this is present tense, yes, this is past tense and yes, this is past participle form. Okay, so next word that we are seeing is awake. Awake, awoke, awoken. Okay, arise, arose, arisen. Awake, awoke, awoken. Arise is something that happens naturally. Okay, if your conscious has arisen, okay, so it arises by itself. And they call self-conscious person, isn't it? Self-realized person. They have arisen within themselves. Okay, they have awakened their conscious. Now I hope you know the difference between these two. Okay, now if your mother is waking you up, what see, what have I used? Now if your mother is arising, no, I didn't use that. I told if your mother is waking you up. Now you are sleeping, and if your mother is shaking you and she is telling you get up, this is morning, you need to get up, you need to brush up, you need to go to school, you need to go to college. What is the word that she is using? Awake. Now the mother is awaking you and you have awakened. Awaken. Okay, so you have awaken. Awake, present tense. After you awake, after you come out of the bed, it is awoke. Now, after you have gone to the bathroom and come freshed up, now that is called awoken. Okay, awake, awoke, awoken. Now what, see, in maths there is tables, isn't it? 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, 2 threes are 6, 2 3, okay, okay, 9, okay, so it goes on 8, 10, and it goes on. Similarly, in grammar also there is a table of tense forms. Similarly, in grammar also there is tense forms, and that tense forms is divided into three basic, okay, sequences here. That list of verbs, in that list of verbs, first column is present tense, second column is past tense, third column is past participle form. If you remember these three columns, it is very easy for you to speak in English, and those who are finding it difficult to speak in English, they are lagging behind, especially in this main verb, that is these three columns. Once you realize the importance of this column and you learn it, things become very easy for you to understand and speak in a well manner. Okay, now let's continue. Now bring. Somebody, okay, is bringing a fruit for you. What did I tell? Somebody is bringing a fruit for you. Somebody is broughting a fruit, I didn't tell, isn't it? Now, bringing is the word. Say bring. Okay, somebody brings a fruit for you. Somebody is bringing a fruit for you. Now, I have used ing. Okay, ing form is always used for first tense, that is present tense. Past tense and past participle, we never use ing. Remember this. I need to put one more column, that is MV4, that is called present past participle. I didn't want you to confuse. See, in maths if you learn till table 10, you can multiply, isn't it? Similarly in grammar, if you learn these three columns, the fourth column is naturally in your mouth, because if you add MV1 plus ing, that becomes MV4. I repeat, MV1 plus ing is equal to MV4. That means arise plus ing, arising. Awake plus ing, awaking. Awoke, bring plus bringing. Bring plus ing, bringing. Clap plus ing, clapping. Dance plus ing, dancing. Okay, eat plus ing, eating. Find plus ing, finding. Write plus ing, writing. Any word that you use in present tense, if you add ing form for that, it becomes what? MV4 or present participle. It is called present participle, but I didn't mention that. I thought to make you familiar with this first. Okay, ing form is not obviously MV1 plus ing, if you put it becomes MV4. Okay. So bring, brought, brought. Clap, clapped, clap. Somebody is clapping here, isn't it? Dance, danced, danced. Eat, ate, eaten. Find, found, found. Okay. So all these action have been put into certain label, and that label is further divided for our convenience to make use of tense forms in a better way. I hope, dear listeners, that I hope, dear students, that these things are made quite clear for you. Okay, next. Go, went, gone. Look at this. If somebody uses he goes to the school, he goes to the college, he goes to the church. See, go is an action, isn't it? That action is put under certain label. Now, when you tell go, it means that yes, it is present tense. There is no other connotation. It is present tense. When crudely speaking in tense forms, the word itself is indicating you present, past and past participle. That much you have to remember. Go, went, gone. Went, when you look at the word went, you should be able to recognize, yes, this is past tense, and we have to think that yes, this is past tense. Gone, when you see it gone, you have to use have forms. Have, had, and okay, had, will have. So this is what, okay, looking at the word itself, it is telling you that this is past participle, and we have to use it for perfect tense. When I come to the tense forms, I will be telling you all that in detail. Help, helped, helped. Identify, identified, identified. Join, joined, joined. Okay, know, knew, known. Know is something that we know. Knew, that something we have knew the thing. Known, that something we have known. Know, I know to speak in English. Suppose you have forgotten to speak. I knew to speak. That means now we are not knowing. I have known to speak in English. Okay. I have known the 7 continents. Now, you never tell that I knew the 7 continents, because when you forget, something happens, and when you forget, then only you'll tell I knew. Okay. Then I have known the 7 continents. Then I know him. Very simple word. See, there is a difference between universal sentences and common words. Later on, we'll be speaking that elaborately when I talk about the tense form. Again and again, I'm telling that, but that is basically used in tense forms when, or direct and indirect speech, or wherever it is necessary. I'll let you know. Okay. But for time being, you just know. Okay, try to understand the importance of these 3 columns, and looking at the word itself, just find out whether it is present tense, past tense, or past participle form. I know him. Suppose if you have forgotten that man, usually it happens after a long time. If somebody comes in front of us, we tend to forget, isn't it? So I knew him. If you tell that now, you are not knowing, but earlier you knew him. I have known him. That means you have just known him, or you have a contact with him for you have a contact with him or her for a long time, like that. Okay. So know, knew, known. Laugh, laughed, laughed. For certain words like laugh, okay, past tense and past participle are both same. Okay, see, identified, helped, all these things. So for certain words it is same. So okay, those words which end with ed, d or t, it is called those words which ends with ed, d or t is called what? Weak verbs. Okay, those words which has its own unique identities are called strong verbs, like know, knew, known. Different words, if we are using in different columns, okay, it has its own significance. Those are called strong verbs. That again, a list of verbs. You just try to understand this list of verbs at the initial level. Make, made, made. Okay, make, made, made. Note, noted, noted. Note down the answer. I have noted down the answer. I have noted down the answer. I noted down the answer. I have noted down the answer. Open, opened, opened. Open the door, open the book, whatever it may be. Open is the process. Now this process is put under certain action. Now that action is put under certain word label. Like open the book. I have opened the book. Open the book. He opened the book. I have opened the book, or he has opened the book. Participate, participated, participated. Quote, quote, quote. Quote means quotations, like inverted commas, like run, ran, run. Run, ran, run. Present tense and past participle are same. Then when you ask me what makes the difference between these two, because the present and past participle is same, how can we make a difference? In past participle there will be have forms. See, I run the race, I ran the race, I have run the race. So I run the race is present tense, I have run the race is past participle form. Say, said, said. Take, took, taken. Okay, take, took, taken. Then unite, united, united. Then visualize, visualized, visualize. Visualize is something that you are seeing in future, or thus you are imagining, or something like that. Walk, walked, walk. Then xerox, xeroxed, xeroxed. Yield, yield, yield. Yield is something result or something like that. yield, yielded, yielded, zoom, zoomed, zoom. Now zoom has different contextual meaning. Here zoom means going fast. Okay, plane goes fast. There is a small tiny car here, then bus here. That image has been minimized for the sake of the column. However, but zoom here is to rush up or to make fast or go fast. That is also called zoom, or in computer language or in mobile contextually, zoom means to enlarge. That also can be mentioned here. So this was my effort to make you understand main verb for certain with certain examples I have taken with pictorial meaning here. I hope this context is quite clear. You need to remember that yes, in present tense, past tense and past participle, words take a different mode, and we need to understand the word. By looking at the word itself, we should understand what kind of word it is. Okay, now what is past participle? Past participle is a word that we usually connote for action that immediately took place, or yesterday it had taken place, or in future it will take place. So this past participle is used for all the three columns, tense forms, that is present, past and future. This is used as common, but you need to understand that for past participle perfect tense is used, that is have forms we use, have, has or had we use for this column. There is one more column, MV4. MV1 is present tense, MV2 is past tense, MV4 is past participle, MV4 is also there, that is called present participle. But I did not want you to get confused, because if you use ing for MV1, not for MV2 and MV3, just for MV1, if you use ing form, unite, uniting, visualize, visualizing, walk, walking, xerox, xeroxing, yield, yielding, zoom, zooming, all these words, if you use ing, it becomes MV4. So MV1 plus ing is equal to MV4. That fourth column, you may use it while writing, you may use it, or you may just understand MV1 plus ing. So I hope this video was quite helpful for you. Thank you. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.